Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I have one of Laura's quick tips to share with you because I've gotten this question a few times from my customers, and so of course if someone else has the question, I'm sure you guys do too. So this one is all about die cutting out a rectangle or a square or anything with a nice long line to it and how to get the best results. So some of you may think that you've never had a problem with this, and that is awesome. But I'm just gonna show you something that you might come across whenever you're die cutting these. So for example, when you go to die cut something that is like a rectangle or a square or anything that has a really long solid line, a lot of times when you do it, you want to go through at a diagonal. So like I would place this down, and rather than sending it through the Big Shot like this, or even like this, instead I'm going to send it through diagonal, because then it's going to give the mechanism here that squeezes it and actually presses down on the die. It's going to give it even pressure going at each of those pieces. So instead of going across and hitting this whole section at once, and then each of the side little sections and then all at once, instead when it goes at that diagonal, it's hitting far apart and it's going a lot smoother for that nice even pressure across both sides. So you may have come across where when you die cut something like this, you don't get a full cut on that spot, or perhaps you don't get a full cut on this spot. Now, this doesn't always happen every time, but it does happen for me every once in a while. And so that's why going in at a diagonal helps out so much. The other thing is it makes it so much easier to crank through. And I'll show you that right here. So I'm just going to crank it through going like straight. And you'll hear a nice pop right here. Well, it didn't really pop. This one might. And that one there. So of course it was a little bit more difficult to actually do the die cut right here, and then it was pretty smooth in the middle. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm going to show you doing it at a diagonal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that one out and choose a skinnier one so that it still fits on this piece of cardstock. And I'm gonna go through at a diagonal, and it's gonna be so much smoother and easier to crank through. And again, when you're cranking through one of these, it might not seem so bad, but when you're cranking through a ton, it kind of becomes difficult. And see how smooth that was without any crazy pop or anything when it came to cranking it through. So there we have that fabulous look. So anytime you are coming across this and you have that problem where it's not die cutting a straight section, or it's very difficult to run through, try running it through at a diagonal. Of course, this isn't always easy to do, especially with your bigger images. For example, this large one here. You know, running it through at a diagonal, you can still do it, but if you're doing it like on a card front or some bigger piece, then you end up falling off the edges. But even a slight diagonal helps rather than doing it as a full piece when it's hitting this whole spot. I know my sister actually had some problems doing the Cross of Hope, and I suggested that to her and it worked out perfectly for her. So like I said, any sort of die where it's got a strong solid line like that will work perfect for this. So I hope that this helped you and might solve some of your issues when die cutting rectangles or squares or anything with that nice solid line. Of course, these are the rectangle stitched layering stitches, and so it's got that stitching on the inside and the outside. I will put links down below for these if you are looking to purchase them. They are super fabulous for greetings to just offer that little extra stitching of fabulous. I know it's white on white, so you're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but hopefully you can. So I hope this helped you out. Of course, don't forget to check out all of my other Laura's Quick Tips, and you can also check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, for more ideas and inspiration with paper crafting and stamping. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, as I post every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll see you guys all next week. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.